possible, please try to download it. Please log in that Microsoft Azure notebook. Okay, meanwhile. Now, yeah, before going to start, learning by doing. Okay, just listening is okay. If you do it practically, if you see the output, obviously you can enjoy the taste of the concept. That's why just learn the things by doing. Right? Today, now, first term is that what exactly machine learning? Of course, everybody know it. A machine learning is a field that gives the computers the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed, without programming how to make the system to learn. So what, in what way we are giving the training for the kid, in the same way we should give a training for the machine. So without any programming, how to make the system, that's enough. That's an exact definition of what? Machine learning. So in machine learning point of view, one more very simple, very beautiful definition, what I like it is, machine learning is about predicting the future based on the past. Predicting of the future based on the past. Now here the point is, what is a future? Future in the sense, in machine learning point of view, future, we are calling this a training data. What? As per this definition, future data means what? Training data. This is what training data. And based on the past data, right? Future, we are going to predicting the future based on the past data, right? Now, what are the past data we have? We are technically calling it as a training data. So from this training data here, the model is going to be learned, right? Now, after learning the system, we are giving some data as a test, This is what exactly feature data. So what the model is learned from the system, what the system is learned from past data, and what we are calling as a training data, the machine is going to be predict something. This is a basic model of machine learning, right? Here the important terms are training data. This is what we are calling as a past data, and the system will be learned, and then testing data, that's what we are going to predict about it. So here, model. Here, in machine learning point of view, here we are designing a model now. As a designer, if you want to do any work, any research work, first of all, we should concentrate on what? Collecting of training data. For this training data, you have to design the model, and then you can give what? Test data. This is what exact definition of what? Machine learning. This is the complete picture of learning techniques in machine learning. So one way is learning will be happens in three ways. One is with supervisor and without supervisor. That's what the human supervision is there or not. Next one is that how you are learning incrementally. Next one is how you can generalize it. Are you generalizing or not? So learning will be having three aspects: human supervision, learn incrementally, and how we are going to generalize it. Right? As we know that here, as human supervision. If there is any supervision or not? If there is any supervision, then we are calling it as a supervised learning. Supervised learning. If there is no human supervision, that's what. If there is no supervision, then we are calling it as unsupervised learning, right? Another one is reinforcement learning. Here, as in case of feedback system, for every action, we are calculating some reward. For every action, we are calculating we are avoiding some value. So based on the decision, based on the reward, we are going to take another decision. Okay, such type of learning, what I call it is a reinforcement learning. Okay, now supervised point of view, you may call it as a classification. Is one of the problem that will become under supervised. Another one is a regression, and unsupervised point of view, what is it? Clustering. And then incrementally here, how we are learning. Either it is a batch processing point of view or an online point of view. Based on these two aspects, the learning will be comes under what? Incrementally. And one more is that after designing a model, is it instance based or model based? Model based. So based on that, we are categorizing that machine learning. Okay. So most of the cases here. Most of the cases we are hearing about these three terms: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. This is what the strategy of machine learning and deep learning and artificial intelligence here. Here in this session, I am connecting morning session basic concepts in coming future concepts in future sessions, right? Now, where exactly we can use those concepts? So here the point is this entire machine learning and deep learning, the base is artificial intelligence. That's what we are learning in this STTP program. Okay, so please concentrate on all the sessions where SOR will giving all artificial intelligence basic concepts, right? Now then, practical oriented point of view, we will study about how we can design the models, and then we'll go forward deep learning. Okay, this is what basic relation between what artificial intelligence and machine learning and deep learning. I will give brief small definition for supervised and unsupervised and reinforcement. Then I will start with Python libraries, right? Now, coming to supervised learning, nothing is there. Supervised learning is learning the system, learn the system with the labels. So that's what, feed the label data set to the model. Feed the label data set to the model. Now here the point is a label. Means here, for example, assume that it is a data. Assume that it is a data. Corresponding label is what? Apple. What? Banana. Right? This is what generally we are calling it as what? Label. Similarly, if you see any data set, that should, every row, every data set must be having some label with respect to that particular specific task. Okay, for understanding point of view, just I'm telling here, the data must be having some label like this, right? Simply, if you give label data to the model, assume that this is a model. Of course, it is either it is a support vector machine, either it is a random forest, whatever the machine learning model it is, if you give label data set like this, label data set to the model, then this type of learning is calling it as supervised learning, right? So simply supervised learning here, what I can define is with the teacher, what we learn, right? That comes under supervised learning. Why? Because here the teacher is supervising everything, and then the teacher is putting a test. Such type of strategy I am calling it as what? Supervised learning. Simply, in more time, one more statement is, in what way you can train a kid, 4 years to 3 years kid? How can you train? That's nothing but supervised learning. Okay, for training 4 years to 3 years kid, first of all we are showing one object. It is an apple. It is a banana. Like that, first of all, we are giving some training to the kid. Then only we can ask, what is it? Okay, so such type of a strategy, we are calling it as supervised learning. Simply giving of what? Label data. Yeah, practically, that's what we are going to enjoy in these coming sessions here. Just briefly, I'm showing here. These are data set what I considered. These are data set. And this is what label. So last column, this is what the medical data what I taken here. Age, gender, C-type, these are the features. These are first patient data and corresponding label it is. Right? Of course, 0, 1, 2, while discussing about this data set, I will explain you. Now the point right now here, this is the data set, this is the model. Here we are giving labeled data to the model. Then we are giving some tested data and we are predicting. Okay, this strategy we are calling it as supervised learning. Is it audible?
Audible, sir. Audible.
Yes, sir.
This is exactly what supervised. This is a brief idea. What is a supervised? And then this is what simple. We are giving that some test data, right? After learning is over. Now here, after learning is over. Here, what do you mean by learning, sir? What do you mean by learning? Learning is the system, the model is learn the patterns in the data sets. What are the patterns of the data set? Now, what is the patterns? Now, see here, this is a heart attack heart attack risk level, this risk level 0 is nothing, no risk of heart attack. Now see here, this patient having, this is the report, medical report. This is the medical report. If it is any person having this medical report, there is no chance of heart attack. This is what 0 label. Right? Now one is the mild chances, means that this patterns means without risk, with a mild risk, with the acute risk, this is a very serious. These are the levels what we classified. Okay. Now, if we give this data to the model, then the system will be identify the pattern in the sense, if any patient having this type of data, no risk. If any patient having this type of data, having a small risk. So such type of patterns will be learned by the system. So many people will be talk about learning. However, learning in the sense what the system will be understand what is the patterns, what is the scenario of entire data set. Based on that only, it is going to be predicted. If learning is not good, obviously your prediction is obviously not in an accurate manner. So we have to concentrate as a developer. We should concentrate on what data we are giving and how much data we are giving. There's a different issues in machine learning, right? Now, so far you have minded here as what this is a data set, and we are giving the model, and then we are giving some test data like this. So coming to unsupervised learning here, without a teacher, what we learn, this means there is no supervision. There is no supervision. Without supervision, what we learn, that is comes under what? Unsupervised learning. Here, my model here, my machine learning model does not know what is a label. What is the label? That's simply simple terms. Supervised learning is, for supervised learning point of view, we are feeding the data set without labels. We are feeding the data set without labels to the model. Such type of learning is considered what? Unsupervised learning. Now assume that it is a data set. How can you classify? How can you classify these fruits? So one thing is, in general, first there is no label here. It is apple like that. There is no label. Now how can you classify it? So in such cases here, we can take some features. In machine learning point of view, features are very important. Very important term is the features. Now here in my data set, age is one of the feature. Gender is another feature, right? This is a blood pressure. These are the features. Now coming to this, now for classifying this data set, what feature you consider? What feature you consider? For example, if I considered what a shape is a feature now. Shape is a feature now. Right? If I considered shape, then what happens here? These are two parts, right? These are two parts. This shape is one of the feature. Otherwise, if you consider the color, these two are comes under one class, these two are comes under another class, and this is the another class. So the point is what features you consider for classifying. That's very important. Yeah, I will say only one point in machine learning point of view for getting of 100% accuracy. For getting of 100% accuracy, first point is what features you considered. What features you considered. So what feature you consider, based on that only the accuracy will be depends. If you use very prominent, if you use optimal features, then only you can get what 100% accuracy in any problem. So that's here I am quoting some points like, what do you mean by machine learning? What is the role of features? What is the role of features? And next one is that how many features you can use it. How many features you can use it. For example, if I give a problem like, male and female classification. Male and female classification, how many features? Hair, if I take hair is one feature, is it gives 100% accuracy? No, not at all. So how many features? That's why I quote you, in machine learning point of view, the user should be artistic. That the learner, the developer should be act as what? Artistic. The developer has to take the decision like how much data we have to consider, what features we consider, how many features we should be considered. So in coming to deep learning point of view, how many layers or how many hidden layers we have to consider? For each and every layer, how many nodes we should be considered? So what type of activation function we have to use it? What is the learning rate? What we can fix it? These are the so many factors. What the machine learning developer should be concentrate. Then only he can design efficient model for any problem. Okay, this is what simply unsupervised learning is what without label what we can give the data to the model, then that is comes into unsupervised learning. Now coming to reinforcement learning. For understanding this reinforcement learning, just I will give a simple example like feedback. Why we can take feedback? We are doing some action here. The point is we are doing some action. Today first session is over. After on this we are taking feedback. Based on your feedback, we will take another decisions. We will take another decisions which will give us 100% accurate, 100% what good. So that's what such type of learning is considered what reinforcement learning. There's a point here. We are doing some action. We are doing some action and we are calculating some reward for it. We are calculating some reward for it. Based on the rewards, we can go further. That's what a sequence of states or examples, and for reward after the completing of that sequences, learn to predict the action to take in for an individual example and stage. Now, for example, while playing of any game, this is one stage, this is another stage, this is another stage, right? In each and every stage, do some action. We can calculate some profit. That's what reward or penalty. And that another term is what penalty. So we are calculating reward and penalty. Based on that, in second stage, we will take best decision or optimal decision. Okay. By collection, by taking of collective optimal decision only, we can go for win. Otherwise, we may go for what? Lose. So simply, reinforcement learning is we are taking some action, we are calculating some rewards. Based on the reward, we will take another decision in optimal manner. Right? Right. Simply, as a machine learning and deep learning point of view, what actions, what tasks we can do it? First one is a detection. First one is a detection. Second one is a prediction, and then generation. There's a detection. What everybody know it, right? What type of text it is, what image it is, right? So human behavior, like for example, one of the project, in videos, how can you identify misbehavior in a particular video? For example, in so-and-so video something is going on, unsocial things are going on. How can you identify it? How can you detect it? Okay, so such type of problems we can solve by using of what deep learning and machine learning, right? Abuse and fraud and prediction. So exactly what do you mean prediction? So we have recommendation system, right? Like if you purchase any good. If you purchase any good in online, immediately we are getting so many recommendations related to that. Right? That's what recommendation system we can do it with the machine learning and deep learning. Right? Next one is a generation. It's a very interesting task. What we can do it is what we can create a music. We can create a text music. We can create a music similar to A.R. Rahman. We can create a music which is similar to Ilayaraja sir. So we have to train all these A.R. Rahman musics with a model, and then we have the chance to create a music which is similar to A.R. Rahman. So such type of task is what we can do it by using deep learning. Basic idea I'm giving now in machine learning and deep learning here. Basic steps what we have. First one is of getting of data. Getting of the data. Yes, most of the companies are sparing a lot of money and time on getting of data only. Why? Because if the data is available, half of the work is over. Any task, whatever the task it is, if you have enough data, what I call it as enough data and optimal data, if you have that data, so half of the work is over. That's what beauty of this machine learning and deep learning, right? Half of the data. Now, getting of the data is very, very simple. It's not a simple task. It is. Of course, in online, we have some repositories like Kaggle, UCI. Some of the repositories are there. So there some of some data sets with respect to your problem. Some data sets, free data sets are available. If you want test your model with some data, yes, data is available. So go with what Kaggle, 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 and UCI repository, right? So getting data. Yes, after getting the data, second step is what? Cleaning, prepare or manipulate the data. Now the point is some cases like uh, if any field is missing or any field value is abrupt, not similar to what respective field, then what we have to do? So in machine learning and deep learning point of view, how to clean the data? Now the point right now here, I'm saying here, pandas. First one is a NumPy. Second one is a pandas. Python is providing these libraries for doing this action. Pandas is one of the library what Python is providing for doing these type of operations. Right? Pandas we can use here. Now after getting the data, if you want convert that data into vectors, as a vector processing, then NumPy, Python will be providing of what? NumPy library, NumPy, NumPy, NumPy. For doing of cleaning and manipulating of the data, Python is providing pandas. Right? In these two here, like that, we can use these libraries, NumPy and pandas. After that, as in machine learning point of view, next step is training the model. Training the model. This is a very important step, right? Once if a data is ready, then you go for what? Training, and then we are giving some test data. After that, depends on the accuracy what we get it. We'll go for some hyperparameters, how to improve it. So all this regarding this, all how can you train it? How can you clean the data? How can you give the test data? And how can you improvise it? Everything, all the concepts what we are going to learn in this STTP program. Okay, so I'm giving some just brief about it. Yes, everybody know it. What are the applications of machine learning and what are the use cases? Right? Collect the data automatically. Now here, there's what an interesting application, right? If you're running or if some object is moving, how can you collect the data, respective data? And one more, I will give one problem for you, right? And everybody know it. What Google Map? Everybody know it. A Google Map. Here in Google Map, what we are doing? We are giving source and we are giving destination. We are getting of only path. Only we are getting of what? A particular direction only. But I want while I'm moving, I want what a complete information. Complete information means if I move now, next step, if there is any hotel, Bawachi hotel, like that, some building. I want some building structure. I think so. Are you understanding my problem? Right? If you are moving in Google, like in Google Map, while going all important places, hospitals and restaurants, that needs to be identified in my system. That should be displayed in my system. Okay, such type of problems we can solve by using of deep learning. Okay, self-driving car, everybody know it. And then accurate results for Google search. Netflix recommendations. Once you see one horror movie, next onwards here we are getting so many suggestions of horror movies like that. You know, everybody know it. Speech recognition in mobiles. Yes, everybody know it. Siri, hi Google. How all these applications are working is with the help of what? Machine learning or deep learning. Deep learning means majorly, right? That's what computer vision point of view. How can you use it, right? Image will be image classification. So basic applications like computer vision, right? Image, what is image? How can you identify that image properties and perceptions? All those things you can do it in computer vision. And we are going to detect the objects and detecting and classifying both. We can do it. And speech and audio point of view, everybody know it. Voice recognition and language translations. Okay, this is the speech and audio point of view, and then natural processing point of view also. We can use what deep learning and this machine learning. So what is the sentiment analysis? My intention here is that where we can use it. Okay, I taken this slide from leadingindia.ai. Right. Steps for designing of model. Yeah. Before that, what are the libraries we can use in machine learning, right? Most of the cases you can use these three libraries. Of course, along with that, sklearn is another package, another library from where we can download machine learning models and all. Okay, in this session, just we can concentrate on what basic libraries like NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. So basically, here NumPy is for creating of vectors and manipulating of the vectors and doing some operations on vectors, a 1D vector or 2D vectors. So for doing all some special operations on vectors, we can go for what? NumPy. A second library is what? Pandas, right? Why Python is right now having this much reputation or this much, everybody is trying to learn Python. Why? Because only one reason is Python is providing a rich set of libraries, rich set of data structures. Data structures, everybody know it, right? What is the purpose of data structure? Data structure main purpose is that how we are handling the data, how we can handle the data, how we can handle large amount of data. Because of that reason only here we are learning of what? Python. So here my point is that Python is providing a rich set of data structures. Data structures. So what are the data structures? How can you use it practically? That thing we are going to learn now. Now next one is that Matplotlib is one of the library for drawing some different graphs like a pie graph, bar graph, like that. Right. Now I request all the participants for following me. Google Azure Notebook, Microsoft Azure Notebook. Yes, sir. The point is online notebook. Before that, I want to clarify one point. So where I can do these Python programs, where I can do some applications. Where one is standalone application, like install your Python version. Right now Python version is 3.77, 3.8 also came. Install from that standalone. There you can do your applications, small applications. The point is there the problem is if you go that, so we need to install all the libraries manually. It's one of the problems. Even you go for any PyCharm, any IDE, there we can install all individual libraries. So, but whereas in notebooks, this is what just like your online notebook, wherever there is internet or a system, there you can do your projects. Right? No need to copy somewhere, no need to create any folder or something else. Just it is online notebook, right? Now this some online notebooks. Microsoft is providing one online notebook. Google is also providing one online notebook. Microsoft Jupyter notebook. Microsoft notebook, online notebook is a Jupyter notebook. Google also providing online notebook. That's the name is Colab, COLAB, Colab. Right? Kaggle also providing one more notebook, Kaggle notebook. Okay, just here the point is go for Kaggle. If you want to use the Kaggle notebook, go for a Kaggle website. There you can register with your ID, mail ID, create your mail ID there. There you can use the notebook. Here also in Microsoft Azure Notebook, go for Google, type Microsoft Azure Notebook, and do registration with your mail ID. I request all the participants, please, I will give 5 minutes time. Please install or register Microsoft Azure Notebook. Like, go for Google. Microsoft Azure Notebook. Now Jupyter Notebook. Yeah, already I saw it. Already I signed in here. Now here you are getting here some link. Just logging. Just logging. I hope so. All of you in registering in Microsoft Azure Notebook. My window is visible now. Microsoft Azure Notebook is visible now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Could you please zoom it? Zoom, sir. Zoom, sir. Could you please provide the screen in zoom?
Yeah, yeah. This is a window. Right. Once you register in your Microsoft Azure Notebook, you may get this type of notebook. No problem. I will give all this code in chat box. Those who are following, I will give 2-3 minutes. Yeah, this afternoon session we planned all these practical sessions. So try to understand. Use either collab. Right. I think so. All of you registered. Any doubt, please? While registration, any doubt, please?
Sir, after registration, we have to create any project like this?
No, sir. Go for project.
Okay. Something I created. After that, we have to run that.
I'll show it.
Okay.
My project. Click on my projects.
Okay, sir.
Click on my project. Click on new project. My
Yes,
project
sir.
is there, sir. My project, you got it. My project.
Yeah. I got it.
Yeah, click on it. My project name. My project name.
Okay.
Untitled STTP. If you want to make it as a public, go for public, create.
Okay.
Right? Create a sample project. It is a sample project. Now come here, notebook.
Yes, sir.
Enter
Okay.
in, go for a project, give a project name, then come here, notebook. Now notebook name, sample 3.6 Python version. What you can use it? Yes, in this notebooks we can do with R programming also. Please new and then click on sample. Click on sample.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what once we create a notebook, you can get this home page. Now this is what we call it as a cell. Cell. Here you can type any length of the program. So this information is not only for Azure Notebook, same information, same concept for Kaggle Notebook, same concept for Collab. Only a small modifications only. Some additional features only different. All our concept is same, basic concept is same. Now this is a cell. This is a cell where you can type your entire project. Any lines of code, it will be accepted. No problem at all. Here, what's the main benefit of this using of online notebooks is no need to install any libraries. No need to install any libraries. Just you can import it. Just you can import it. That's what ultimate benefit what we have. Second one is wherever you can, you have there you can open your project. That's the benefit what we have here. And another very important feature is obviously our systems does not support a GPU, right? GPU like graphical processing unit. So in such cases also, for example, your application needs GPU support. So GPU support, yes, you can get it from these notebooks. Collab also providing. Here it is also Azure Notebook also providing, right? We'll see that. Now that's what's the benefit what we have now. Now see here, this is a cell. Now click button. You can create a node. You can download any notebooks. You can create any download. You can download as notebook or Python something else. Now these are some of the options. Please go through all these options. Now edit. Now there is a plus button is creating of cell. This plus button is used for creating of cell like this, right? If you want to save it, now save here. Now cut. If you want delete cell, go for this, right? This is the run command, running of cell. Now simple statement is print hi to all. Hi to all. Now how can you run this program? Just click on run button. Hi to all. Click on run button. Is it clear? This is the way how to execute cells. Or shortcut is control enter. Control enter. Right? Now the point is right. Print to all. Now the second cell. Now before that, before going to NumPy library, first of all, what we need, what is the purpose of that NumPy, right? Basically, for example, if I done like this here, a equal 10, b equal to 20, c is equal to a plus b, print c, right? Getting of what? 300. Got it now? Now second case is a is equal to input, enter a value, b is equal to input. In Python point of view, input is a method for reading the data from outside world, right? Next one is enter b value, then c equal to a plus b, then print c. Enter a value 100, b value 200, but we got 100 and 200. Yeah, all the participants, those who are taken the notebook, any doubts, please? After opening this, after opening your notebook, after opening your notebook, please execute this one, execute this code. Is it visible? My screen?
Yeah, visible, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now the point is here. If I give directly a equal 10, a equal 100, b equal to 200, c equal to what? 300. But whereas here, here I'm taking the data from keyboard, right? User is giving input. User is giving an input. Now here, if I entered a equal to 100, b equal to 200, but print c, a plus b is equal to c, but it will be giving of 100, 200. Here, what happens? Python will be considered everything, whatever it can read, it will be considered as a string. Everything will be considered as a string. Now here, in Python point of view, plus is the operator for string concatenation. String concatenation. That's what happened here. 100 is one of the string what it considered. 200 is another string what it considered. Now these two strings are concatenated here. That is the reason. That is the reason we should convert into what? Typecasting, what I call it as. Convert into what? Integer. Integer that string into what? Typecast. Integer. Now see here. Enter 100, 200. Now you got 300. Got my point here?
Hello.
The point is, so after getting of data set here, now see here, assume that it is your data set. Assume that it's your data set. And the data set, if you want combine two data sets values, basic Python does not support. Right? So that's what here NumPy, we have one of the possibilities there, NumPy for doing of so many operations on vectors. Now,
Sir,
how can you import any library? How can you import any library? One of the statement is import. Import.
excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, no screen, sir. Screen is not visible.
It's now. Yeah, I'm sharing again. I shared again once TikTok. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Now this is what NumPy array.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. I created this account in Microsoft, but the status is showing stop, so I'm unable to go to that project.
Maybe is it net is okay, sir?
Net is okay, sir. I created the even project also, but when I'm trying to open that project, so it's not opening, and then it is showing that on the top left side of the top. So status stopped something.
Maybe that's once you refresh it, sir.
Okay, sir. I'll continue, sir.
Otherwise, another option is that go sign out and once again sign in.
Okay, sir. I'll do that. Thank you.
It's okay. I will wait for you all. If you have any doubts, any clarifications. Now, this is a NumPy. So first point is that how can you import any library in Python? The point is import NumPy, and then as is a keyword in the Python, and then NP is the reference variable. We can use any name here. It is what we are calling it as a reference variable for this entire library. NumPy as NP. Now by using of this NP, we can access any library function in NumPy. Is there any functions, right? Now array is one of the functions what it can provide. NumPy is a library having of so many built-in functions. So how can you access that? Is what by using of reference variable like this. Otherwise, another way is that NumPy.array. That's also another way. Now here I'm using of some reference variable, right? NumPy.array. Now how can you create 1D array, one-dimensional array? Now here np.array open brace. This is a square brackets. Square brackets. Now this one I'm copying. Yeah. Okay, I will go a little slow. Right. The three libraries are there. I want to give some basic idea of these three libraries. Okay, whatever. I shared this small code in your chat box. And copy paste it and execute it. I will explain here. First method in NumPy. First function in NumPy is a type. What type of it is? What is the type of it? Right, the data type. What is the data type of it? For information of data type of a particular 1D array or 2D array, both cases, we can use of method is what type method, right? Now next one is shape. Shape is very important method to find out number of elements in given array. Number of elements in given array. The second one is what size. Now see here, A is array name. A is a array name. What I created by using np.array. np.array open brace and square brackets 1, 2, 3 is my array values. Square brackets closed and then open brace. Then A is now one array is created now. Now, with respect to this array, on this array, I'm doing some manipulations. I'm calling some functions. One function is what type. Second one is the A dot shape. Third one, next one is the A dot size. Next one is the index. Right? As we know that in C and C++ languages, array is what indexed. Here in Python also it is indexed and starting index is 0. Starting index is 0. Right now, here what I'm doing here, I'm previously A of 0 is the 1. I'm replacing with what 5, right? Then print A dimension of now number of dimensions. Number of dimension is will be computed by using n dimensions. Yeah, this is what array. First method is what type. Now here, this is the output of type. This is a class numpy array. Means that here array which is created by numpy package. Right? That's what type of an array. Next one is the shape. Next method is what? Shape. That will be returns what? Number of values in given array. Number of values in given array. This is what? 1, 2, 3. Here 3. Right? Now size is 3 here is a one-dimensional array, right? There's a number of elements are 3 here. Now shape will be written of what dimension? Now here 1, 2, 3. Printing of here a of 0 is what? 1. A of 1 is what? 2. A of 2 is what? 3 here. The point is array is also in Python point of view array is indexed and starting index is 0. That's the point what I'm trying to convey is. Next one is I'm one as updated with a of 0 is updated with the 5. That's what we got 5 to 3. Then one, how many dimensions are there? It is a 1D dimensional, right? One vector, 1D, one dimensional vector it is. That's why number of dimensions is 1. These are the basic methods.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Are there any difference between size and then shape of the array?
Right. Yes. If you once we go with the 2D vector, there you can clear. Right.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
shape will be gives number of rows and number of columns. Right. Shape will be returns number of rows and number of columns. That will clear when you work with the 2D vector. Right.
Okay.
Right. Size will be returns what number of elements. Size will be returns of what number of elements. Then one indexes. So here my point is first point a notebook is an online notebook. No need to install any libraries. Just you can import any package just like that, just by using of import. Next one is why we should consider NumPy as a NumPy library. Is the providing of so many predefined methods, libraries, functions for manipulating of the data. This is the first point what I'm covering is how to create one-dimensional vector. How to create one-dimensional vector. Yeah, coming to the same point. How can you create one-dimensional vector? Just you can use what reference variable NumPy as n dot array open brace. Your array elements are in square brackets. And close print x, right? X. Second also same point here. How can you use it as shape and size dimensions? Shape, number of rows, number of columns. Of course, here I'm using only 1D vector. That's why you are getting 4, comma. Then number of elements are 4. How many dimensions are 1? Right. See here, very important point here. Take 2 arrays, right? 2 arrays here. Now, why we should go for NumPy array? NumPy. Now, for example, I taken 2 arrays now here. That's why I shown you previously. Everything will be considered as what? String. Why particularly we go for what? A NumPy library. The reason is now here I taken 2 libraries. Now here, once you take it out, I given the code in the chart box. Here I'm taking on 2 arrays. I'm taking of 2 arrays. A equal to 1, 2, 3, B equal to 2, 3, 4, and print it. Now see here, that's what I shown previously. That's what I shown here previously. Same thing happened here. If I done C equal to A plus B, then print C. Then what happened here? 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 3, 4. Means that 2, 3, 4 is concatenated with 1, 2, 3. Right? That's the reason. If you want to create your array, and if you want to do any manipulations on that array, you should go for what? NumPy library. NumPy library. Now like this. Now doing of arithmetic operations on arrays. Right? I copied some code in your chat box for doing some arithmetic operations. So here what I am doing here, I am importing the NumPy package, NumPy as reference variable x. By using of this reference variable x, I am creating one array, 1, 2, 3. My array values are 1, 2, 3. Second array values are 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30 like this. Just I'm printing now. Now just I'm calculating, I'm doing some mathematic operations. C is equal to a plus b, d equal to a minus b like this. These are the results I printed here. Now see here, these are two arrays. First one is addition of two arrays. Element wise addition, element wise subtraction, element wise multiplication, element wise division. Okay, in this way we can do 1D array manipulations, that too by using of NumPy. Right? Are you following? Are you executing? So that's why I told you right. I'm giving some time, you should try for it. By doing only you can enjoy the taste of the subject. Now second point is matrix multiplications, everybody know it. Matrix is equal to A into B, right? If you want multiply element wise, if you want to multiply two matrices. Now see here, second point is how can you create an array? Second point, third point is that what? How can you create a two-dimensional array? How can you create a two-dimensional array? See here, array, same. NumPy library, reference variable np dot array. Here, rows are enclosed with square brackets. Point is second here. Row, how to create a 2D vector in NumPy. How to create a 2D vector in NumPy. Now see here, the vector is first row is enclosed with the square brackets, comma. Second row is enclosed with the square brackets, comma. Third row is enclosed with again square brackets, right? And total rows must be enclosed with square brackets. This is a very important thing. Total rows are enclosed with square brackets. This is the way how to create a 2D vector in NumPy. This is the way how to create a 2D vector in NumPy. That means rows are enclosed with the square brackets, which are separated with a comma, and all rows are again combined with, again enclosed with square brackets. Now this is a vector, this is a matrix I created here. The second matrix I created here. Now I'm printing two matrices here. Two matrices. Now I will, here's a print a dot shape, print b dot shape, right? That's what with respect to 1D array. Here 1D point of view, what, right? 1D array point of view, a dot shape, a dot size. Now same functions we can use for 2D array. How can you now see here? A dot shape, print a dot size, print B dot size. See all of you, this is a matrix, this is a B matrix, right? First method what I used was the first method what I used to shape. Shape will be written. Shape will be written what? 3 by 3. 3 rows and 3 columns. Means that number of rows, number of columns. Then next one is size. Is the number of elements. Number of elements. That will be written by what? 9. Total elements in the matrix. Okay. Now next operation is C equal to A into B. That's what normal matrix multiplication, right? For doing multiplication operation on two matrices, you should check one condition, right? Number of right rows must be equal to what? Number of columns of second matrix. But whereas if you want element wise multiplication, for example, EC people, most of the times EC people will be using of this operation, element wise multiplication. Now for that, Python is providing one method, is the dot dot. This is what first matrix dot method, and then second matrix. Right? I'm giving this code. Please try. I copied a small code in your chat box. Those who are already in any notebook, either you open Colab notebook or either you open Kaggle notebook or Azure notebook, just you can copy. Just copy this code and run it. Here the point what we can learn is how to create a 2D vector. How can you do some arithmetic operations? Right? Next point what I'm trying to say is reshape. For example, reshape is one of the very important method in Python with respect to 2D vectors. Reshape it. For example, you have a 4 by 4 matrix. But how can you convert into some other dimension? Like 2. I want only 2 rows. Previously you have 4 rows, but you want only 2 rows. How can you reshape into another form? For reshaping purpose in Python we have a method, reshape method. That's what np dot, this is a matrix, this is a shape. So far we discussed already, we know it, this one shape. Then np dot reshape of which matrix? X matrix. Which matrix? This X matrix. We are going to reshape into what? Totally how many elements are there? 16 elements are there. 16 elements are there, right? These 16 elements you want to reshape into how many rows, how many columns? One of the possibilities is 2 by 8. If you decided 2 rows only, so remaining how many columns? What we should be considered? 2 by 8. 2 into 8, 16 elements. Another one is 16 by 1. Can anybody tell me another form for this matrix? Yeah, please. Yes, Sumitra Banu. Thank you. 4 by 4. Right. Good. Thank you. Ramana Kumari. Thank you. Right. 8 by 2. 8 by 2 also. Right. Just here the point. Basic point. What I'm trying to convey is we have some methods. What methods we have? If you know it, obviously you can design any model. So reshape, right? That's what a 4 by 4 matrix has there. I convert it to 2 by 8, right? 2 rows, 8 columns. Next one is 16 by 1. 16 rows.
Sir.
1 column. This is a reshaping. I will give this link for your practice purpose. Don't worry. Yeah.
Never sir, you.
Very important functions. Other functions what we have in NumPy is np dot zeros. np dot zeros, right? If you want a matrix, with the required number of rows and required number of columns with zeros only, right? If you want a matrix with only ones, right? If you want a matrix with a specified value for doing all these things, Python NumPy library is providing so many library functions. Is already given the code. Once you check it out. Now zeros. Yeah, in Python, multi-line comments is a triple quote. Right, now see here. See this one? I got a matrix with what? 3 by 4. I got a matrix 3 by 4 with values of all zeros. Okay. Now next one is if you want a matrix with only ones, np dot ones. Previously zeros and then ones. This is 4 is the required level of required number of rows, and another 4 is the required number of columns. And then dot function will see. np dot full means that if you want a matrix with specified constant value means that here what I'm expecting now, 4 by 4 I want a matrix with a value of 7. Okay, now we'll see that output now. So right, previously what's the 3 by, so all matrices are ones. Sorry. Right. Look what I'm looking here. Right. Now see here, next one is the I matrix, identity matrix. What we have? The random. This random is another method. Random dot random with a specified dimensionality. Now see here. This is identity matrix. For identity matrix I, this is the last output is what? Random. Whereas dimensionality is, now see here, 8 rows, 5 columns. Sorry, 8. Now here one row, second row, third column like this. Yes, so random, that will be written for the matrix. Here another method I used here. So here random method also you can try. This is a common method. This is some yeah, point is next point. These are the basic methods. Next important point is the slicing, array slicing. Now see all of you. Matrix slicing. This is a very important this is a very important concept in machine learning while designing. Now here, assume that it is a data set. Assume that it is a data set, your data set. Now, if you want segregate, if you want a particular row, or if you want particular column.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, kindly increase the font size, sir. The screen size is very on low.
That's why I'm
Just to
copying
increase
the code in chart box, sir. Copying my code in chart box. Once you copy,
Okay.
this is the window. That's what a Google window. The window. So I need to change the resolutions only. So I will try once again.
Sir, please try Control Plus.
That's what I'm doing. It's getting, I think so, right? So window is not it is responding now. Right, this is slicing, please. I'll spare 2 minutes on this here, very important. So for what I'm doing here, I'm printing a matrix. Right? Now, see here, try to understand. Colon, comma, colon. Colon before means all rows. Colon refers to what? All rows. Remaining second colon refers to all columns. All rows. What I'm trying to access? I'm trying to access all rows, comma, all columns. All rows, comma, all columns, right? That's what I got it now. Right? What I got it now. All rows, all columns. And then what I'm trying to access? What I'm trying to access now? Can anyone? Comma, all. Please keep in mind, colon means all, comma means all rows you are trying to access. Of what? All rows of 3 refers to 0, 1, 2, 3, third column, 0, 1, 2, 3, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. This is a 4, 8, 12. 4, 8, 12. Yes, that's what here I'm trying to access the last column only, right? Next one is what I'm trying to access is all rows of what? Second column. All rows. Colon refers to what? All rows, comma. With respect to column is what you mentioned, only 2. Second column, 0, 1, 2, 3, 7, 11. Then, see here, comma. Before comma, what is there? Colon. That means all rows, comma. Now see here, colon 3. Colon 3. Can anyone guess it? What I'm trying to access? Colon, all rows of colon 3. This is what? Colon 3 means all columns. Colon refers to what? All columns till 3, till third column. Till third column. All rows till third column, not including of 3. Please keep in mind, not including of 3. Now see here, this is a matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I am trying to access all rows of up to what? Third column. 0, 1, 2, not 3. Now in Python, please keep in mind, not include last index value, up to 3 only, not including of 3. And second one is, hope all of you following me. Next one is, now here, next form is, this is a comma. So I don't understand, this is a comma. Comma before refers to all rows, comma after all columns. Now, rows point of view, what I mentioned here? All rows till second row. After comma, all columns till second column. Means, can you expect output? Here, 1, 2, 5, 6. Now see here, what you get it here? 1, 2, 5, 6. That means all rows till 2, not including of 2. Means 0, 1. Means that till 2 only. 0, 1 rows and comma till 2 columns. Means that 0th column, first column. That's what 1, 5, 2, 6. Why? Because why I'm stretching on this concept is, after loading your data set, you should be classify, you can be segregate label data and remaining data. Means we need to extract the last column only. So in such cases, you must use this slicing. Okay. Now, next one is what? Comma. Before comma, what I said? What it indicates? All rows. After comma, what it indicates? All columns, right? All rows, comma, all columns. Print A. What happened? Sorry. That's what? 1, 2 rows. First row. What I get it here? 6, 7, right? What do you get it here? 1, 3, comma, 1, 3. 6, 7, 10, 11, you got it, right? 6, 7 means it row, first row, 0th row, right? It is a 0th row. This is a first row, right? It is a second row, right? What you are trying to access? First row onwards till 3, not including of 3. That's why you got 6 and 10, right? Coming to column also, right? 6 to 3. 6 to 3. What is it? Sorry, 1 to 3. First column is the 0th column, first column, and second column. Right? That's what 6, 7, 10, 11. This is what slicing is a little bit important. Already I shared. Right? 0 2 columns are right. Right? Aravindan 0 2 columns. Saujana 0 1. I don't know. Print is Lakshma. Print A to 3. Is one of the participants is asking this one printing of. Already I told you, no? This what is printing here? What it can print? All rows of. This one of the participant is asking to print this one here. All rows of third column 0 1 2 3. Third column is 8 4 8 12. Okay, right. Thank you. So please, I request you please do some exercise on it. Right?
Sir, can we able to print that as a column vector?
Yes, sir.
Now it is printed as 4, 8, 12, na? Something.
You want reshape it? You want only one column?
Sir, while we are trying to transpose. Okay.
Dot. Of here, simple in Python point of view, dot T, capital T. Transpose
Okay.
here. 1596. So what happened? Yeah, 159. 159 is the first row. That became as first column became as what? First row. 159 is the first column, right? Now it is became as what? First row. Transpose of the given matrix. A dot capital T. Got it, sir?
Yeah, got it, sir.
Yeah, 2 6 10 is the second. That's what the first column. This was 2 6 10. That it became as what first row of output. This one 2 6 10 is a transpose. Simply, I am trying to convey you some what possible operations are there in NumPy package. Right? You can change that index. You can change that index. Just like a C language. Just like a C language, you can change any index. Once you try for it. Small tasks, this one. Just changing of index. And reshaping. Yeah. I'm sharing my link here. Please, those who are using Azure Notebook, just you can clone this one. You can clone this one. All my exercises will be coming to your directory. Just copy this one in next window. All this inside, all this code will be coming to your window. Right? So these are some of the exercises. Right.
Can you repeat how to clone it?
Yeah, already you created a window, right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now take a new window, new tab.
Okay.
Take a new tab.
Okay.
There click on. Now see here. I'm showing you. Take a new tab like this.
Yes, sir.
Copy here.
Yes, sir.
Please enter.
Okay.
Enter.
Okay.
Then clone option should be there.
Yeah, it is there, sir. After cloning, it is getting some. It is asking about project name, something.
No. Just clone it. What happened? You know, all my code will be coming to our projects.
Okay.
all my code will be coming into a project. Means that already you created one project, right, with your ID.
Yes, sir.
So all my code will be coming to your projects once you clone it.
Not coming like that, sir.
Sorry,
Not coming, sir.
once you clone it, sir.
Once I clicked on that cloning,
Yeah.
it is asking about project name, project ID.
Yeah, give your ID. Your give any project, right? Take a new tab here. Take a new tab. Just copy. Already I opened here. That's why it is not showing that cloning. Right. So just you can click on clone it itself. Then automatically it will become into your directory. All right. Got it, sir?
Yes, sir, it is coming, sir. Yes, sir, it is coming.
Thank you very much, madam, for giving me that confidence. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Okay, it's coming.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So here the point is in Panda in what NumPy package. What are the basic functions what we have? That's what my intention to convey to you. Yeah, another function is what range. Now range in the sense here np dot a range in between 5 to 10. How many values you want? Np dot 5 to in between 5 to 10. No. That's what? Start with 5. Start with a 5 and till 10. How many values you want? Please practice.
Hello, sir, it's not audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, sir, if you do anything, I mean, in the Jupyter, I mean, right now we clone your, I mean, .ip and .ipynb file. So if you edit anything, that will be reflected to your screen also. No.
No. It won't reflect on my screen. There's a clone into a directory. That's it.
Okay, sir, whatever you are doing right now, it will reflect or not?
No, it won't reflect it. That's individually your account. It's my account. It won't reflect anything.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
IP refers to that's what Internet Python notebook. IPNB, right?
Yeah, sir, it's a Jupyter notebook also, the same file extension.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir.
Similarly, index values. How can you print? That's what see here is array. Find the elements of that bigger than 2. Bigger than 2. This returns a NumPy array, boolean of the same shape. Now see here. How many values are bigger than 2? How many values are less than 2? If you want to find out that information, just you can use that matrix name, and then greater than 2. So the values where we have greater than 2, there we can get true. In remaining places, we may get what? False. So why you can use this method, right? For example, in your data set, so-and-so value, for example, by default, so by mistake, so-and-so field having some like, in terms of lakhs, all values are in the range of 0 to 10. All the values are in the range of 0 to 10. Somewhere by mistake, because of error, because of some cases, if any field having more than 10 value, how can you identify it? Okay. In such cases, you can go for this method, this operator. So the value which is greater than 2, there you can getting true. Remaining places you may get what? False.
Sir, by
Then,
default, it will give the logical output like false
yes,
or true.
Boolean. It will be
Or
written Boolean
okay,
values. Is it true or false?
okay.
And then indexes. So in which places? In which places we have that indexes will be written. Are you getting me now? Indexes, right? Where we are getting here?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is what a simple. I will copy this code. Please try in your. Please try in your Jupyter notebook. So if you see some output, then we can enjoy the taste of that. This is a data type. What we see. Yeah, within the range. Now see a line space is another method. Please practice this one. Line space. Line space. Now here within the range. Now see here the point is here. In between 1 and 3, I want 10 values. In between 1 and 3, I want 10 values. In such cases, you can go for what? Line space. LINSPACE, line space. Okay. Total 10 elements will be written. Now see here. Total 10 elements will be written. Okay. Already I said the code. Once you practice it. Yeah. Next method is how can you find out some values like some very frequently used values. Arrange. Yeah, I will explain later. That's arrange. Now see here the methods. If you want to find out a minimum value in a given data set, if you want to find out a maximum value in a given data set, now here, once again, I'm telling here, I'm working with a simple array, but same operations we can expect with respect to what data sets. So just we are downloading the data set and we are assigning to one variable. That's what. So try to think in that direction. So how many dimensions if your data set having, now what's the minimum value, maximum value, sum and cumulative sum? How can you find out cumulative sum? These are the basic predefined methods in NumPy. Basic predefined methods in NumPy. Right? In my matrix, number of dimensions are what? How many? 2 is the matrix. Minimum value is 1. Maximum value is 6. Total sum of the elements 1 plus 2 3, 3 plus 3 6, 6 plus 4 10, 10 plus 11 21. Now cumulative sum 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 next what 3 1 plus 2 3, 3 plus 3 6, 6 plus 4 10, 10 plus 5 15, 15 plus 6 21. This is a cumulative sum. So most of the time we can use, yeah, here the point is I will say one point where sometimes we need to go for normalization concept. There we need to find out sum and average and all. In such cases we can use these methods will be helpful for us. Yeah, same used data type. Yeah, matrix addition, matrix multiplication. Matrix addition, matrix multiplication. Simple matrix addition, multiply, subtract, element wise product. and division. Square root, everybody know it, is a math, C language point of view also, we may know it, square root function. So how can you use it, square root function? Very simple, np dot sqrt, np dot sqrt. These are the basic functions what Python NumPy library will be providing for us. Right? These are the simple methods. Okay. So yes, I'm not going in depth about it. Just I'm giving of some basic functionalities of what NumPy. Now coming to pandas. Coming to pandas. That's already I told you why we are learning this Python, why this Python programming having this much reputation, and everybody is preferring a Python for implementing of machine learning classifiers and all is only one reason. What my point of view, as of my concern, Python is providing a rich data structures. Rich data structures. Now the point is, what do you mean by data structure? Many of us need to understand what is the data structure. Data structure means the way within the computer or within the programming language, in the way how we can handle the data, the way how we can handle the data in terms of storing, in terms of accessing, in terms of manipulating, how we are doing all these operations are commonly we are calling it as what? Data structure. Right now, can you tell me what data structures I am giving? What is the data structure right now in between a speaker and participants? Can anyone answer for my question? Text, okay.
Start box.
Dot box, why? Now once again, try to understand my question. The tool, what we are using in between you and me to extend the data, I'm giving means I'm storing the data. You are retrieving some data. Am I correct or not? I'm storing the data.
Google Meet.
Which tool we are using?
Google Meet.
That's what the data structure. Right? Now the point is, in Python point of view, it's providing a rich data structure. Okay, now coming to class, for example, class point of view, I'm providing all shades for the students. I'm providing all shades for the students, right? I want to give some data to what students, for that I'm handling all the students with the shades. Now shades is the data structure for me. Shades are the data structure for me. As of computer point of view, computer languages point of view, x equal to 10 is a variable, right? Arrays, x of 10, x is array. Now like union, like tree, like a graph, all these are something what a way how we can handle the data, right? Now simply coming to pandas, in Python point of view, pandas, it can provide you whatever the data structure that Python can provide. One of the data structure Python can provide, that in pandas library is series. What I call it is a series. Yes, this is what rich, So why? So already array is there. Why we need a series? Yes, we can handle large amount of data, and easily we can manipulate it. Easily we can access it. That's accessing is very important. That's why there are a lot of two methodologies are there to access the data from databases and all. So here, Python point of view, it can provide you a rich data structure where very simple methods are there for accessing of the data from a data structure. Right? Now, one of the data structure is what? Series. One of the data structure what Python can provide from pandas library is series. How can you create a series? S is a capital, P dot. How can you import pandas? Import space pandas as P. Right? Now see here. How can you create it here? You can copy this code in your window. It's already given the code in your window. Once you type for it. Now, here the point is how to create a series. P dot pandas dot series of your vector. Now, one more point is a series is for 1D vector to create a 1D vector. 1D vector of the data. Right? Now see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the indexes are 10, 20, 30, 40. And print X. Print X. This is what 1D. Sir, previously also in NumPy point of view also we created one array. But pandas point of view we are taking series. What is the what's the difference between this? Can anyone? Can anyone answer me? In NumPy point of view, we are creating an array. That's a 1D array. Now here also by using of series keyword, by using of series library function, here also I'm creating 1D vector, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Now what is the difference between these two? Right? Here can both the numbers and the strings, labels. Still any? What is the significance of a series? Exactly. Series is a data structure, right? NumPy array is another data structure. Now in between these two data structures, what is the difference and what is exactly the significance of this series? Only thing is, right. Only one thing is, if you create an array with the NumPy, we cannot change indexes. We cannot change any indexes. By default, index is 0. From 0 onwards, 1, 2, 3 will be assigned. How many values we given? But whereas in series, we can assign, we can change the indexes. We can change the indexes. Now see here. In general, now see here, I'll show you. Now, for example, X. I'm not assign any indexes now. See here. Yes. Now see here. Just I created a 1D vector. I created a 1D vector with my values. By default, indexes are 0, 1, 2, 3 only. That's what we enjoyed in NumPy array. That's what we enjoyed in NumPy array, np.array. But whereas
Sir, your screen is not visible.
Is it visible?
No, sir.
So what happened?
Sir, come out from gallery view.
Yes, is it visible now?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
No.
Yes, sir, I can see it.
Sir, only one way.
Pin on the screen, sir. Presentation screen, pin on that.
Only one screen I have, sir. Only one screen I'm sharing to all.
Pin the screen.
Right, sir. Right. Sir, is it visible now? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Now see here. The point is here. By default, array values will be taken indexes from 0, 1, 2, 3. But the case is I want manipulate the data. That is the ultimate feature what the Python can provide us. That's what Python can provide us, a rich data structure. That's why every time I'm using the word of rich data structure, right? Now, series. If you create an array with a series, I have the chance to change the indexes. Now see here, I have the chance to change the indexes. Now see here, by default is 0. Now I am changing into what? 10. Second index I'm changing to what? 20. Otherwise, go for 200, 2000. Otherwise, go for 4000. No problem at all. See here. Means that user defined. Means that Python is providing more access, more flexibility to the user to change the indexes. Okay, that's what extra property of this series. Am I correct? Right? Now this is one of the data structure. Now second one is a data frame. What I call it is a data frame. Now series for 1D, one dimensional data frame. Yes, all of you keep in mind. Very important point. Whatever the data sets that are available in internet, whatever the data sets, either it is a kaggle.com or UCI library, UCI repository, all data bases, data sets are in the form of data frames only. Please keep in mind, data frames only. That means you have to use data frame related library functions. That means you have to use data frame related functionalities, related library functions. Okay, so keep in mind all freely available data sets, databases are in data frames only. Python point of view, data frames only. Now here the point is previously 1D what we seen. Now here data frame point of view 2D. Right? If you want to create a two-dimensional vector or 2D space, that's what I'm calling it as a not vector, a space where you can maintain number of rows and number of columns, and we have a ultimate flexibility to access that entire matrix. There you can use what? Data frame. Data frame. Now see here, just I take in one matrix, 2D matrix, normal matrix. I convert it into data frame. Why we need to convert a data frame? That's already I told you in terms of in place of what? Series. We have a lot of flexibility here. Once you convert into data frame, we get a lot of control on the matrix. Control in the sense we have a lot of predefined functions to do manipulations on the matrix. Okay, that's what just I'm converting into what? Data frame, and this I'm printing. This is a simple syntax for creating a data frame. Data frame, right? L equal to a matrix. As I told earlier, rows are closed with the square brackets, comma. Total matrix is enclosed with the square brackets. And then P dot data frame of L. Data frame will be created. Then out here. Yeah, see here. 0, 0 data frame. First row what I given? 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30, 100, 200, 300, 100, 200, 300. Now corresponding indexes are like this. Now here indexes, right? By default indexes are what? 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2 like this. By default indexes. Otherwise, another case, how can you change that indexes? How can you change that indexes? Now see here. Right. Now what's the K here? What's the K here? I take in one like not only values. I consider some strings also. Right? This is one row. First row is containing of what? Some string. Rishi, comma, respect to age or value or fruits point of view, fruit name and caste, or some items and respect to caste, some persons or respect to heights and weights. So in this way we can create a data set. Yeah, another point I want to add for you. After we can design the model, we can download the data sets from internet, and we can exercise it, and we will give as a test data, and we are getting what? 99%. Even it is assume that you design a model, you got 99%. But in research work point of view, somebody will be asked you, are you design any new data set? Right? Are you design any new? Are you means that your model is? Are you give any assurance? Your model will be work on any data set? No, in such cases, what we can answer, right? Our model will be a work on only existed available data only, data sets. So one of the research work is the designing of data set. Designing of data set is one category of research work, right? In such cases, it may be helpful for you. That's what with the required values, required fields. Rishi, Prima, this what banana, like so for see here. I converting into what? I'm converting into what? A data frame. This one I'm converting into what? Data frame. Now K, index names. I mentioned is what? Row, column, then round. Yes. Yes.
Hello. Hello, Oblu sir. Sir, sorry to interrupt you, but your screen is not visible, sir.
Visible.
Sir, it's visible, sir. Just pin it.
Sir, it is visible. Sir, it is visible.
Yeah, now it's visible. Thank you, sir.
So that's what I told you previously in at the time of a series. We have the chance to change index values, index names. What I call it as index names. Now see here, I given some different words as index as what raw column. Now see here, raw column, RAM, like this. Column names, these are indexes. Rows names, I made it as what? Row, some different. Column names, I made it as a name and price. Otherwise, you can make it as what? STTP, what? FDP, whatever it is. Now see here, first column name, what you given? FDP. Second column name, what you given? STTP. So you change the column names. But where you go for NumPy, there even you create a matrix, like this. If you create a matrix, now if you create like this, here, the indexes must be 0 onwards. That must be 0 onwards. We have no chance, no flexibility to change the indexes. But whereas in data frame, data structure point of view, we have that flexibility to change the names of rows and columns. That's the main point what I'm trying to say, right? And then yes, slicing concept is same. That's what I told you. Slicing is one of the very important operation in machine learning. Okay, while doing your project, you can sense it. Now 3 onwards. This is what is it? Slicing. Yeah, what I got it here 4004. First one. All columns. Now second one is.
Sir, could you just share your link? Microsoft Azure notebook link.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Just to clone it, automatically it will come to your account. Yeah, these are some of the operations I've given you. Just I create a series. I'm created one data frame, data type. This is very simple operations. No, that's different. Now on another point is series data type. Now see here, series data type is what? Series. This is empty. This is what default constructor, what I call it as default constructor. Assume that series is the method class, default constructor.
Sir, excuse me.
Sir,
hello.
Tell me.
Sir, how do you get that 4004, sir, in series? 4004 here in series.
Yeah. Now this one's here.
Yes, sir. This is
here
last data frame. Output that last.
Yeah.
This how we get it, sir? 4004.
What I'm printing here, X. What is X?
X value 3.
No, X is what? My series.
Series 1, 2, 3, 4. That is series.
Right? 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Values are what? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Respective
0, 1, 2.
indexes are 10, some what? 20,000 or 30 or 4,000, right?
Okay.
3 colon 0. See here. 0, 1,
Okay.
2,
2, 3.
3. 3 onwards,
Okay.
all columns.
From 3 onwards, all columns. Okay.
All columns.
Okay.
That's what? For 40,000 and 4, you got it now?
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Otherwise, you can again check once again, like, add one more value, like, 5.
Okay.
Add it what? 50 is the index value.
Okay.
That's what fear. Third.
From 3rd onwards.
Third onwards. 3rd and 4th, right?
Okay.
3rd, 4th.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, I'm trying to so far I covered you how to create a series, how to create a data frame. In both cases, only one flexibility is there. We can touch any place of the matrix. We can touch any place of the vector. We can do any operations. Either we can change and everything. Another possibility is that yes, one more operation is that if there is one array, which is created from NumPy array, we have the chance to convert into series. That's one of the very good flexibility what we have in Python. What I am saying here, by using of NumPy, I'm creating one array. What is that? ABCD. I'm creating of what? ABCD. Indexes are 0, 1, 2, 3. Now I want this data as a series. Why? Because I want change my indexes. Yes, it is possible in Python. That's what. In what way is? Now create one array by using NumPy. That NumPy name is what? Array name is what? Data. I'm converting into PD. What's PD? Pandas reference variable. PD dot series of data. Now previous indexes are what? 0, 1, 2, 3. Am I correct or not? But I want to change my indexes. Now see here, 100, 200, 300, 400, ABC. Otherwise, you want to check it, please check it here. Print data. Now see here. ABCD only got it, right? Now I converted into what? Series with indexed with my own values. 100, 200, 300. Is it clear? So if you have one array, how can you convert into series? Nothing is there. Just by using of what? Pandas reference variable. Right? Anybody is trying? If anybody is trying, please also the code.
Yes, sir. I'm trying, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Please try for it. And one more way is, another way is series. There is one of the data. A value is the index. And value is 10.0.0. B is one of the index. This is another way of creating of series. A, B, C. Then create the data. Series of the data. Right? So while execution, any error, while execution, if you get any error, please. That's why I'm copying and I'm giving a code. Same story here. We can change the indexes here. Yeah, see here. This another way is we can create a series with a single value. We can create a series with a single value, like 0, 1, 2, 3. In all places, for all indexes, I want only one value. That's what 5. This is another syntax. Another syntax. Right? This is what slicing, what we discussed. Yeah, data frame. Same data. This is a matrix convert into. I given different examples for your practice purpose. Please clone that link. Now, this is a random. Just I use some random method to create a data frame. That's it only. Now here 4 by 2, 4 rows and for 2 columns. Just I created with the random values. I created with some random values, right? How can you create a data frame with the random values? Simply, you can import pandas, import space pandas as pd dot data frame. D is a capital, F is a capital, right? Data frame of NP of random method will be available in NumPy array, NumPy library, right? NP dot random. How many rows you want? 4 rows, 2 columns with the random values. Very simple.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in random values, it is taking negative also. I mean, can we consider as positive? I mean, only positive random values?
Yes. For that, can go for absolute values.
Okay, like MATLAB, we have rand that is considered only, I mean, positive value. So rand and it is negative. So
Right.
can we consider only positive values over here?
Sorry, I'm not clear your doubt.
Sir, I'm saying here it is random. It also consider both positive and negative values randomly.
Yeah.
Like MATLAB, we have rand, which is considered only positive, and rand
Positive,
n
right.
is both negative and positive. So
Yeah.
like that in Python, it's available, or it's only considered.
Yes. In Python, already I told you line space is the method is there already given, no? Line space.
Yeah, line space is there.
NumPy is providing line space. Okay.
Yes.
There we have the chance to create a values with our required range. 10 to
No.
20 values you want.
I'm not saying, sir, I mean, required range. It's, I mean, considering both negative and positive value.
Yeah.
So it's available in Python. Like here, random dot rand n. So it's because of rand n, it consider both negative or positive.
Yeah.
Or
Randomly. Yeah, negatives also coming. That's.
yeah, that is what I'm saying. Sir, random is basically, I mean, normally distributed randomly, it will generate some value, right?
Yes.
Normally distributed values. So
Yes.
if I'm is there any method to consider only random values but positive coefficient? I mean, positive values.
Only positive values, right?
Yeah.
I think by using
In
of line space only, ma'am. I'm not I'm not confident about that.
There should be some library files, sir. I mean, some functions file in Python.
Right.
So I don't.
I will give that answer, right?
Yeah, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what simple. One more point is how can you how can you upload your data set into your application in Notepad, right? Now you are using Notepad. For example, features.csv. Now how can you? Yes, already we need to be upload. Now see here. Is the data what I call it as yeah. In pandas. Yeah, see here how to upload your data set. Already I uploaded what target.csv, features.csv, and target.csv. This is the data sets what I have. How do you upload this data sets? How can you upload this data set? Now see here.
Hello.
Go for your projects. Go for your projects and from URL or from your computer. This
Hello,
is the
sir.
how you can
Hello.
upload your data sets.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Sir, screen is not visible. Hello.
Yeah, ma'am.
Sir, screen is not
Visible.
visible.
Visible, ma'am. It's
Sir,
just pin it. It's visible.
Visible.
It's not visible.
You
It's
have to
visible,
pin.
ma'am. It's visible. You have to pin it.
Thank
It's
you.
visible, ma'am.
Yeah, please, please. Yes, for example, you have a data set. You have a data set like, any data set. Either you may download it from Kaggle or wherever. Now, how can you access that data set into your notepad? How can you upload your data set into your notepad? Now, the point is go for your projects. Now, if you go for projects, now see here on top, there is a creating of new notebook, right? Now, click on here. Click you want a file from either my computer or URL, either from computer or URL. Okay, from there onwards, you can load your data sets. Okay, already I loaded some data sets here, features and all. Here, my point, what I'm trying to say is very simple. Pandas is providing some library function for reading CSV file, comma separated value files. Similarly for Excel files also, read Excel. Okay, but most of the data sets are available in CSV format. That's why how can I read that data set into my notebook? The point is simply, yes, of course, NumPy I uploaded, I imported. Now Pandas I imported, and then Pandas is providing this method, read underscore CSV. That's it. Read underscore CSV. In Collab, same. Collab point of view also same code, right? PD dot, even go over there, we have to check it what some path, you may get some path problems. Collab, those who are working in Collab, there you can set your path. And try with this code if you have any data file is there, right? What I'm trying to say is read.csv, just I printed a what D. Now I'm calling here type of DF, type of DF. See all of you here. Type. I'm trying to identify the type of this data, right? Data set. What I taken. What it is given? What it is given? Data frame. So most of the data sets that are available is in form of what? Data frames. Right. Now here. DF, right? DF, if I print a DF, right, all headings, column names are came, right? Age, gender, like that. This is my data set.
Yes, sir.
Whereas if you want to use only, what I call is, if you want indexes for it, now go for what? Header. What is that? Header. Just to use this word. Please right. Now next one is age. Only age values. Only age will be getting. right? Pandas. Just I'm showing some methods, right? Very simple methods. Is null. Is null is one of the method to check about a particular value is null or not. If it is not null, false. If it is null, then it will return what? True. Is null is one of the method what pandas will provide. Next one is what skip 3 rows. If you want to skip particular rows, number of rows, within 5 minutes I will show some simple application. Now here, yeah, I want to show this one. This is the simple machine learning model. 2 minutes I will close it here. This is a simple machine learning model. What I designed with all functions. Once you see here, pandas we are importing here, numpy, and then sklearn is another package for retrieving of model. Now here train underscore test underscore split is the method which is available from sklearn. Now here just I'm reading 2 values, 2 data sets. Now one data set is the data, second data target will be indicating about only labels. So target. Yeah, what is it? Only target is what indicating about only labels. Labels. Now this is a single line. This is a single line. What we are discussing about, we're not try. What's it? How to divide the data set into training data and testing data. Training data and testing data. How can you split it? In Python is providing. Pandas is providing. That's what sklearn is providing. Train underscore test underscore split. What features on target and test size and training size. Test size and training size. So please try this code. This simple machine learning model.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, there itself you split the data 0.2 for test and 0.8 for training. That means 20% data is testing data and 80% data is training data, right?
Yes. Assume that in your data set, in your Excel sheet, there is 100 rows, right?
Yes,
if I
sir.
given 80 and 20, first 80, those 80% of the rows will be considered as what? Training data.
Yeah.
Remaining 20 rows will be considered as a testing data in features as well as the target.
Okay,
Features
okay, fine.
as well as target data set. So in that way we can split it, right? Just here I'm printing shape, dimensionalities. So we need some more time for discussing about all these things. Now the point is, see here, my machine learning model is logistic regression. Just I'm calling that logistic regression.
Sir, this is Deepika.
Yes, sir. Yes, madam.
Sir, it's it is the session is up to 5 o'clock, sir. It's last 10 minutes. I think participants may also have some question and answers.
Yeah.
So you can continue tomorrow and you can ask questions for the participants.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. The simple training will be happens with the simple method, fit method. That's what I'm trying to say. This is a calculating of score and predicting. Okay. So regarding this, what we are going to learn, my point is, this is the points what you are going to learn in coming sessions. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. Please, any questions, please.
Yeah, thank you, sir. It's very informative. Sir, only thing I just wanted to know, sir, you have given much more emphasis on the structured data. So if I have unstructured data and it's a kind of mixed data, today you have shown like some of the data, I mean integer data along with some text data, like true, false, or Boolean type of data. Then how we do the cleaning and pre-processing the data or normalization of the data? So can you just I mean give some I mean tomorrow session some examples how to cleaning those data, mixed kind of data and unstructured data?
Yes, yes. Thank you, madam. In coming sessions, I will plan about it, right? So how can we can do pre-processing and all with the numeric and non-numeric data.
So a mixed kind of data. Let's say we have some time series data, some sequence or integer data along with the text data.
Yes,
Boolean
madam.
data like true, false, and yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Today's session I enjoyed a lot, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Any doubts, please?
Sir, can you just share your, Microsoft Azure link so that it will be updated in my account also?
Yeah. Already I shared it. What pandas I shared you?
Okay, sir. Then it's fine, sir. No need. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I request the participant to ask a few more queries to the speaker.
Sir, hello.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. It's a nice session from basic part to from Python. Sir, it's a from very scratch level. We have got information related to Python commands and all these things. Thank you, sir. Nice session. Sir, just kindly share that the notebook, that examples, whatever you have today you have conducted, sir.
Yes, sir. Already I given the links.
Which chat box, sir?
Chat box already I shared it.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, just now I shared it. Once check it out, sir.
Okay, sir. Once again, you just share.
Yeah, once again I shared. Right.
Thank you, sir.
In new tab, take a new tab and copy this one and click on clone button. Then automatically all these programs will be coming into your account. Om Prakash Singh, very nice session. Thank you, sir. Ashutosh Patel, thank you, sir. Any questions? Nidhi, thank you, sir. Jita, uncle. Raghavendra Jadhav, thank you, sir. Suganti, very nice. Any questions, sir? Any?
Okay, for participants, if you have any questions, and you can put that in offline through the email. Now almost we are at the end of running out of the time, and before that, I take immense pleasure to propose thanks for today's speaker, Dr. A. Oblesh, Associate Professor, Department of CSC, Anurag Group of Institutions. Thank you, sir, for your insights given on introduction to machine learning and about the Python libraries. Thank you very much, sir. I hope the participants have taken a purposeful lesson from today's sessions, and I hope you'll be put them into the practice tonight, and you'll be coming back with the same energy for the tomorrow's session. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a great learning.